presents the Bay Area Brawler, Skylar Greenberg, and your Colonial Champion, Sean McCoy. Welcome to the Court-Martail Podcast.
Welcome everyone to the Court-Martail Podcast, SummerSlam Night 2. I am the Sentinel as we kick off an incredible night of action that we have seen, we have heard, we have felt, we have dreamt, and now it is here. SummerSlam Night 2. I am your Colonial Champion, Sean McCarty, but I am not alone because there are two men, one of whom is recovering from a windshield injury, and the other of whom is continuing the recording game. And that man is the one, the only JoshAgeddon of the Totally Awesome Podcast, the perpetually ongoing Totally Awesome Podcast. How are you still doing, sir?
I'm doing good. This podcast is going long, just like CM Punk and Cody Rhodes.
That's right. It wouldn't...
shut up. Shut up.
Well, it wouldn't be the longest match on the weekend. We will get to that. But alongside us, as always, the man of the hour, the man with the power, too sweet to be sour. He is the Bay Area Brawler himself, looking like Shawn Michaels after Triple H slammed him through the windshield right before SummerSlam 2002. The Bay Area Brawler, Skylar Greenberg. How you doing, buddy?
I am bloody at the fact that I got a forehead scar from banging my head against the windshield visor.
Now you look like Devon Dudley. As we are gonna move this on.
I got that Ric Flair face. Woo!
Yeah, or Dusty Rhodes, you know, where his head just looked like a perpetual half of a tic-tac-toe board. But we
did mention New Jack earlier.
Yes, we sure did on night one. That was a previous podcast for the Court-Martail Podcast only listeners. I know there's a lot of overlap, but I'm sure there are some selective onlys that listen to CNP. But let's talk about night two. Overall, your thoughts, Skylar Greenberg.
Well, here we are to review SummerSlam Night 2, the better nights, and honestly, Sunday's better than Saturday, just saying.
You know, this is a good time to ask that question before we get into the overall thoughts of JoshAgeddon. I agree with Skylar, actually. I miss the Sunday night pay-per-views.
Me too.
I miss it just being on Sundays, Saturdays, and it's not only because I run programming opposite of it, because it's really just, I'm more available and ready to watch wrestling on a Monday morning or a Sunday night than I ever am on a Saturday night.
It's just the way that it was for so long, and it just felt right. And when they started doing it on Saturday, it just felt wrong and weird. It still kind of does.
Yeah, it's just it's a weird thing because I've tried to get used to it. And to be fair, now that I'm not actually subscribed to any network, that honestly kind of frees the motion. But at the same time, I have to be lightning quick about when I watch that show because it will be redacted from my pirate ship very quickly if I'm not careful about it. But
Yarg
indeed.
It is some very sought after booty.
But
be cool with it.
But that's the only way I could palate it is to have a 1.5 speed because there's no way I'm showing out $30 a month for this. But your overall thoughts of SummerSlam Night 2, JoshAgeddon.
Kind of similar to what I said about Night 2, where it's more about the results than the path it takes to get there. It was kind of like that, but less so, because like we said, Night 2 was much better than Night 1. There were still some WWE/TKO isms, but less offensive, and the matches just, by and large, I thought were better.
Yeah.
So there was one thing I skipped, which we'll get to. But I enjoyed Night 2 more than Night 1.
Yeah, Night 2 for me was a matter of under-promise and over-deliver. Mm-hmm. Where Night 1 was kind of I don't even want to say over-promise, but it was just, we'll promise, and the delivery will be fine. This definitely amped things up quite a bit. And actually felt like a major show for a change. You know, at least as far as what it all came down to. And I ultimately ended up enjoying the matches is more on the whole, I think, as well. But my rule for night 2 applied for night 1. I was doing no women on this show, so welcome to Summer Sausage night 2.
Electric Boogaloo?
Well, yeah, because I ran out of the pills. But anyway, it's time. It's time for a number 1 contenders match. And I could just hear Jim Cornette screaming in the distance the more men that got added to this match.
Yes.
It is Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn, ellipses points, versus Gunther versus another man, which we will not spoil.
These are my notes. I'm here.
But
you don't have to ellipses anything.
Well, it was ellipses on my notes.
You don't have to put things in parentheses or write Shinsuke Nakamura.
Well, once I Uragi this podcast back to where we were headed, I will.
What happened?
I'm not sure. I'm going to change the subject as now. As Grammar Note Sky strikes again.
Can I just that was Grammar Note Skylar like in real time. We were here as it happened.
It was an instant gimmick change. He didn't even crawl underneath the ring to change first.
Let me just say, the match itself was good, but this right off of the bat, I'm like, this felt like a pay-per-view because you actually had some shocking stuff happen right off rip. Because I was honestly looking forward to the Finn Balor Sami Zayn match, and then Nick Aldis came out and he was like, yeah, this is a triple threat. Immediately I was like, oh my god, Kevin Owens. And then Gunther came out and I'm like, oh, are they doing the Nick Aldis you beat me but I respect you because you beat me thing? And they shook hands, so I kind of like that they're doing like a respect thing between Gunther
I did too.
I like that. But as soon as Nick Aldis said this is actually a fatal 4-way, I was like, oh my god, Kevin Owens is back. And then his music hit. And the pop that this dude got.
I was so happy for this dude.
Me too.
I was so happy.
The look on Sami Zayn's face to sell it was brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, this is where Lee Fitting kind of made me laugh. Because it was like, Kevin Owens, crowd going crazy. Sami Zayn's jaw dropped. Crying women. Sami Zayn's mouth dropped. Second crying women. More Sami Zayn's mouth gape.
There was a lot of crying women when it showed Kevin Owens coming back. Like, just sobbed, like so many ovaries exploding for some reason.
I never knew he had it that good with the ladies. Good for him.
I mean, come on. It's the KO.
Fuck Owens, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Cry, ladies, cry. But it was really nice to see Kevin back. And, you know, it was just the whole thing, you know, he wrecks Finn Balor and Gunther, and then we get the stare down of Owens and Sammy. And then
No, I love that. I love that. It's like, okay, Kevin Owens, you've been cleared to compete. Just take it easy in your first match. Proceeds to do dives 1 minute into the match.
Kevin Owens is like,
for everyone. Swantons and cannonball.
Kevin Owens was like, and I took that personally. And
basically. And okay, as happy as I was, it was so funny to me because I was like, oh my god, Kevin Owens is back. I'm so happy he's wrestling again. And they're hockey fighting immediately. Damn
okay.
I'm getting whiplash with my emotions right now.
It's my rant time. Y'all two had your fun on the last show. This is my moment. Listen, I know everyone's like, yay, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, the literal eternal fighting. Man, these two have fought more than... Nah, never mind. I've done too many plugs of my own shit.
Fight forever. Clap, 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 clap.
Well, but here's the thing. They've done this exact same hockey fight for 20 years. And this show, my biggest complaint of night 2, instead of SummerSlam, they could have called this show Hugs and Hockey Fights. Because that was most of the program, were people hugging each other and hockey fights. And like 6 people did it. And the rest of the match was fine. You know, it was a fatal 4-way. It got everybody in. Gunther looked exhausted after fighting Nick Aldis, which I think helped lean into the fact that he did more spot taking than giving. And the crowd was actually much better on the night.
Yeah,
on the whole. And they were way into this match. I mean, the Eye of the Hurricane from Balor got a big pop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he did it on... didn't he do it on Gunther?
He did. And it was great. And I do feel kind of bad for Finn Balor, though, out of this whole thing. Because he is... You know, we've been saying that Sammy's getting sideswept. Finn Balor is getting legitimately sideswept in all of this. The only thing he didn't do was eat the pin.
It was funny because they were basically saying the same thing on commentary because, they're like Cole and Wade are arguing over them screwing over Sami Zayn again, and then they were like, "Oh, I bet Finn Balor's probably upset too." But anyway, here's Kevin Owens.
Yeah,
like he was such a fourth wheel in this match,
and I felt for him. I really did. But then, you know, we get a swanton to the knees on the neck. The referee holds Sammy back. Sammy's like, nah, fuck my friend. Haluva kick. He went for a haluva kick. Gets countered into a sleeper, which then gets a coup de grace on Sammy, which was a good spot. Then a sleeper on the Balor, a super kick.
Well, real quick. We had the sleeper on Sammy and then the coup de grace. And Finn Balor kind of won the match, and Gunther was like a split second late, and the referee was like, 1, 2, 3. Oh, he finally broke it up.
You know what? It's better than just pretending like they kicked out anyway.
Yeah, I was like cutting it a little close there.
That was a Hulk Hogan kick out.
Not making it.
Yeah, not making it. No, that was that. That was a little, okay, right there.
Yeah, that wasn't Nia Jax bad, but...
No, hardly anything is.
Well, that's true. Because she's not like most girls.
But she's not like most girls.
Oh, beat you to it, bitch! Anyway.
You know what I have to say about that? My hole.
Well, then we get a sleeper on the Balor, a super kick, stunner to Balor, stunner to Gunther, a Blue Thunder Bomb that does not win the match.
Fucking Skyler. This podcast has not been very friendly to Skyler, has it?
A haluva kick counter, stunner, and Kevin Owens wins. And honestly, I still hold the conspiracy theory that we are building to Sammy Mania here. And if so, this is the perfect result to keep that going. And I really do hope Kevin Owens beats Punk for this belt at some point. Because that feud is going to slap hard.
Dude, kayfabe-wise, can you imagine being... Like, Sami Zayn finally wins the WWE title, gets screwed out of it 9 days later. Then he gets an opportunity to be added to SummerSlam, and his boss screws him over. Then he gets in a number 1 contenders match, and he loses to his friend that he thought was never going to wrestle again. If I was kayfabe Sammy, I would have shaved my head by this point, or just ripped all my hair out.
Yeah, but the problem is that you have too much hair.
Well, he's got plenty of time to rip it out. He rips it out 1 week at a time, just one tuft. And by the time he gets to WrestleMania, he's completely bald, completely shaven, and he's ready to fight.
And he's dressed up as Dr. Robotnik. He has his robots at ringside to help him out.
Yeah, it's like reverse Samson. It's like he is losing his hair gives him power, like Saitama. And anyway, there's too many references happening here. Was Saitama in the Bible? Game Theory, was Saitama in the Bible?
Oh,
God.
Well, anyway.
It's Saitama, you bitch.
No. He kind of was. It was Jesus. One cross Jesus. All right,
yes.
Anyway, moving on.
And Genos, his disciple.
No, that was the first book of the Bible.
Well,
but anyway.
That took me a second, but that was really good. Well,
Oh my God, this show.
Kevin Owens wins, and the Super Troopers chug $28 beers to celebrate.
If we don't stop, then there's going to be another Exodus featuring a Jew because
Oh my
Skylar's
God.
just going to leave the podcast.
Oh God. Well, now let's move on to Cool Down Corbin versus Trick Williams.
Hey, Bishop Dyer.
Well, not tonight. Tonight he was Cool Down Corbin because they needed a break.
This match was in dire straits, man. This match was weird.
This match was the most, we want this to matter, but it is so clearly a cool down match that we're just going to give you what we could.
There was a part in this match that completely broke my immersion. Like, have you ever seen a match that's going on and it's fine, isn't maybe like, or like a good match, and then something goes wrong, or like they're not on the same page, and it just completely takes you out of the match?
Anything involving Jade Cargill?
Yeah, well, or Little Yachty. I'm skipping ahead a teeny bit. There was a spot.
No, skip ahead a whole bunch. I don't care.
There was a spot where the idea was they were going to distract the referee so Little Yachty could hit Baron Corbin with the kendo stick. Somebody missed their cue, and Baron was basically like asking. He was asking or signaling, Little Yachty, hit me with the stick. Come on, bro. Do it. What are you waiting for? Yeah. Okay, thank you. That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah.
And it was so awkward.
Awkward as fuck.
And it killed the match for me.
Yeah, well, okay. First of all, Michael Cole says Corbin needed time. He needed to go out. He needed to reinvent himself. And I looked at Corbin and I'm like, what's different? Where's the reinvention here? I'm like,
he has different entrance music.
It's just like, he's not a bishop. It's not Dyer. And he's like,
I might debate you on that.
But then we had for as much as I hate these ads, then we got the best one ever. The best ad that they've ever put on a WWE program ever. This rivals, if not beats, Domino's airing a pizza ad right after the pizza cutter spot from Nick Gage. Because Corbin's coming down to the ring, and they say, this match has been brought to you by Nimrods. You got that right. That's the closest thing I've ever seen to truth in advertising.
Wait, hold on, Sean. Does this beat Baron Corbin shaving Apollo Crews, and then in comes Alpha Academy to do a weird spot?
No, that angle's legendary. That is a legendary spot with Otis and Tozawa and yeah, and this is our cue to leave. Yeah, good times. One of the few things that was actually quite good about the early days of the TKO advertising. But in any case, this match has been brought to you by Nimrods, as has this whole show. Little Yachty got an entrance, and I went, oh dear.
Yeah.
And
he was fine as a manager for a while, but it's really starting to be like, okay, not even Little Yachty, no Yachty. How about no Yachty?
No Yeet?
No, that was the previous night. He got pinned, thank God.
Of all the celebrities that they have, to me, Little Yachty is like the least offensive. But I don't think the production helps when they force him to look opposite from where all the crowd is. He's doing an in-ring introduction for Trick Williams, but he's not allowed to look at the fucking audience? Like, how does that help? This dude is a performer. He, go look at the audience. Like, why do that? It's a weird angle to shoot all that from. He was fine.
Because they've also got to get Trick Williams on that one little spinny pedestal thingamabob on the stage, and they don't want Trick to be in the shot until he says his name so the camera can pan, even though it looks better in a dark building, not a very well-lit one where, there's that thing that Sean discovered earlier called the sun.
The sun, yeah.
Yeah. It was kind of awkward.
Yeah, I just and that's not his fault. That's a production problem. That's whoever they blocked that out with, you know. So as far as the match goes, it was fine.
It was fine.
Is Trick Williams the male Jade Cargill?
No. I would not say so.
Because he's awkward in the ring in an unnatural way, and it's not getting better.
I don't agree, because his matches with Sammy were good. He's not in there with Sammy. He's in there with Baron Corbin. There's only so much you can do with Baron Corbin. I will say
So is it a thing where he needs to be in the ring with someone who's smaller than him so his size isn't, like, diminished?
Not so much smaller, more so better at wrestling.
Here's what I think the problem is. Or a problem. I don't think it's the problem, but it's a problem. I think WWE have forced him to do too much Booker T homaging to the point where that's taken over a lot of his identity that he didn't have to do when he was in NXT. And I think as a result of that, it's made it very awkward for him because he's doing unnatural motions that he's had to incorporate into his repertoire that he doesn't really have. I feel like he was doing better stuff in NXT when they weren't comparing him to Booker T all the fucking time. And
he was also his own man and didn't have to look like an imitation wrestler.
Yeah, I think that there was something that's been lost since he's been over. No doubt he's been over, but something has been lost since he came up from NXT. Because there was something really special about that time.
He's lost his originality. He's not Trick Williams. He's Trick Williams, Booker T impersonator.
Yeah, and it's kind of like what happened to Dolph Ziggler. It's like, I couldn't watch Dolph Ziggler without going, oh, it's the Shawn Michaels impersonation hour. You know, it's just, it's what it is, you know, and I'm afraid that that's going to ultimately harm Trick longevity-wise. You know, that people will be sick of watching imitation Booker T.
Are you saying that he's dangerously close to becoming a one-trick pony?
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure.
I'm done with your puns. No.
We still have a few more matches to go, but I will say, Skylar, you remember when you were talking about you made a prediction concerning the Bellas and it kind of pissed you off?
Yeah.
As soon as they pulled out a table in a match that had disqualifications, by the way, that annoyed me. As soon as they pulled out the table, my brain went da-da-da-da-da-da-da. The finish is Baron Corbin / Trick Williams is going to somehow knock Lil Yachty through the table, and it's going to turn into Baron Corbin taking advantage of that distraction to win the title with End of Days. As soon as they pulled out that table, I was like, I already know what the finish is. I did not predict, however, that Lil Yachty would awkwardly bounce off the table, and I am the table. It didn't break. And I didn't figure in the belt or not, but it was not surprising. So
see, that's a reference to that pun that's great, Joshua.
All my references and puns are great. What are you talking about? But
okay,
yeah.
Okay, slow down your roll, Buster.
I can't. I'm a Sonic fan. Rolling around at the speed of sound, as they say. But yeah, as soon as the table came out, the match became insanely predictable, and it happened exactly how I thought it would. And that one awkward spot that was mistimed already really took me out of the match. This whole thing wasn't like awful; it was just
This was the most night one match feeling of night two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There were some good things I did like about this. First of all, Cole, do not remind us that Corbin retired Kurt Angle ever again.
But he did.
I know.
Yep,
I don't want to be reminded.
Yep.
Corbin saying, "Shut up, dumbass, I'm winning," was kind of funny.
Agreed.
They did do a right and a left exchange, like a 1-2 exchange that was not a hockey fight, but actually looked like punches, and that I did like. I did like
Baron Corbin has some solid punches.
He does. Baron Corbin also did to Little Yachty what Shane Taylor did to the Rizzler, and just pie-faced him into the barricade. Funnier when the Rizzler went down, though.
Yeah.
I will give credit to Little Yachty because the one smart thing they did is when he brought the white kendo stick equalizer, which, you know me and kendo sticks, but I'm just going to let it be right now. Corbin retreats and runs away, but Little Yachty was smart to hit the actual kendo stick on the ring post just to get the sound in aesthetically for the crowd. You know, just to register what it was for the fans, you know, that might be in the cheap seats. You know, so to his credit, he does seem to have some level of instincts. You know, but, you know, then we get that finish, and I genuinely forgot where the table came from, but it was fine. I would love to see matches between these two that were not this. You know, without Little Yachty and a table and what's felt like. I would love this match not as over gimmicked as it felt like it was.
Yeah.
Especially with the furry belt. We can hopefully be done with that. Unless Baron Corbin pulls out his Possum Day Parade King of the Ring outfit and just adds it back to then and we get that whole reprisal.
Or just give him another ridiculous gimmick. Furry Corbin.
But I think ridiculous gimmicks.
We've given that man enough bad gimmicks. I don't want to see him in any more bad gimmicks.
Yeah.
Happy Corbin, sad Corbin, furry Corbin.
We'll save the bad gimmicks for match 4 on the night, but there's some ladies that had some things that happened, and once again, my wiener retracted, so I'm going to leave this to you, gentlemen.
Wow. Skylar, did you watch this match?
No.
You did not watch the women's ladder free-for-all?
Why would I?
Well, I watched the women's interim championship ladder match. It actually was not terrible. Normally in these matches, it gets really bad because it's the Dusty Rhodes, don't do shit you don't know how to do, baby. Well, there was only one instance of them trying a convoluted spot that didn't quite work instead of 1,000. A lot of what they did was just some basic ladder stuff, which was fine. The most insane thing was there was a ladder bridge in the corner. Like they set it up like a table, like in between the top and the middle rope. And Lash Legend and Tiffany were on the ladder bridge, and Tiffany went for Hurricane Rana. Lash blocked it and gave her like a sky high on the ladder. That was brutal. And the way Tiffany sold it was great. That was a pretty sick spot. But yeah, it was not anywhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. Especially,
I'm sure it was.
It wasn't that bad. Especially considering that you have Charlotte in there and you have Jade in there. It could have been way, way, way worse. Although I did groan when B-Fab and Meechin, who is somehow still employed, interfered on Jade's behalf. Because, yay, we have more interferences. But I was very surprised with how over Chelsea was. And when Chelsea basically did the Undertaker sit-up on the ladder to climb up and win the title, the crowd went insane for that. So, good for Chelsea. Another one of those things where, like, the result, thumbs up. The match itself, the match was okay. It is far from the worst women's ladder match I've ever seen. The worst women's ladder match, this was not the one where Shotzi almost split her skull open by doing something stupid. This was perfectly serviceable. And if you skipped it, you didn't really miss anything.
Well, it's not that I thought this match would be bad. Because actually, of all the matches, I thought that I might actually have some fun watching for the silliness of it. I might get some enjoyment out of this women's ladder match, but I was already going to see some silliness later on that I sacrificed watching women and ended up watching as a result. So I figured I was just going to choose one of those options and be on my merry way. I am very happy for Chelsea Green, though. Mm-hmm. Because I do like Chelsea Green. I think she does deserve to have some level of women's championship spot. I think she's worthy of it. I wish that we weren't doing this interim thing and she could have just won it proper. and built her up to this point.
But Sean, they wub Rhea. They don't want to strip Rhea because they wub Rhea.
And also because how many times have we stripped Rhea Ripley of a championship because of an injury after WrestleMania?
Most.
Is she the female Seth Rollins?
She may be the female Seth Rollins.
Female goth Seth Rollins.
We'll get the Seth Rollins entrance later.
Yeah, we sure will. We sure will. But you know, it's good for Chelsea Green. Women.
Yeah.
Well, and then we move on from women, unless there's anything else y'all have to say about that.
There wasn't really anything else to say after that. Or is this the human monies on a pole match?
No, you bet.
It is.
You bet.
I skipped this because I'd rather watch women climb ladders.
Skylar, did you watch this match?
I'm not helping you, Sean. You talk about this match, and I'll tell you when I hate it.
All right. Okay. Now,
let's be clear. This was not a match, okay? This was just comedy goofball sports shit.
For those of you...
Have you ever seen any WWE sports entertainment comedy segment, quote unquote, you could predict this match. It was just dumb and stupid, and I hate that Joe Hendry has been reduced to this.
We have now officially jumped the shark with Danhausen.
What a waste of Joe Hendry is kind of the ultimate feel I have on this, but let's break this down. First of all, this further proves that Vince Russo won the war against Jim Cornette. Because this is the kind of stuff that's getting on mainstream television now. It might suck, but it came from somewhere, bro. And they actually
television.
As Dominic Mysterio faced Danhausen, bro, at this wrestling match. Yeah,
bro, it's wrestling.
Yes, as now, even Dominic hated this. He's like, please get me out of this bullshit. As you can tell, he had the I am just here so I don't get fined look the entire time. And God bless Dominic, he actually tried to do some legitimate stuff. He's the AAA Mega Champion, by the way. Made AAA look like gold after this.
Yeah, I bet the Undertaker appreciated that.
Well, so
it's okay, John.
So okay. They actually had a green sack with a $sign on it on the pole, and Michael Cole was like, "Yeah, nice sack, guys." It's like even Cole was taking the piss out of it, and Danhausen comes in his little car, his zombie car, and one punch run to the pole by Dominic. Dominic tried to add some level of legitimacy to it, tried to do a 619. I'm cruising here. JD McDonough's here. There's a moonsault. And then here come the Mini-Hausens.
Are you cruising to Montana by any chance?
Fuck no! Fuck off, Joshua, with your puns. I just want to get this review over so he gets a fucking dinner. And your stupid puns.
Well, the Mini-Hausens. The Mini-Hausens are here. Who were Brad Williams, the comedian, someone else, and El Torito.
Oh, no.
And when I tell you that El Torito was the best part of this match, I mean it, because he did a shit ton of lucha with JD McDonough, who bumped all over the place for him. And I was like, you know what? Good for you. Good for you. But I must say, though,
listen, he made the Wii LC match as good as it possibly was, okay?
Yeah, I mean, he's good.
I was just about to say, he puts the Wii in Wii LC.
Yeah, but I must admit, in terms of the Mini-Hausens, this was a short-lived joke. As...
Oh. God damn it,
the puns are strong with this episode.
Skylar, you're gonna re-bust open your head.
Oh no.
Well, Torito Doritohausen gets some real offense on the entire Judgment Day. Then Double J Joe Hendry gets a guitar shot. And once he gets a guitar shot, instead of going to help, he just goes to ringside and cheers on like a manager. And then Dominic Mysterio goes, he does testicular torture onto Danhausen, and while Danhausen is crotched on the ropes, Dominic Mysterio goes for the human monies, and Dominic goes, "You are cursed." And then the sparklers that nearly blew up Eddie Kingston and Kenny Omega exploded in the corner. And then Danhausen got the money and then poured it all out and threw it into the crowd and did a human money snow angel. And I missed JBL dollars, and this sucked. Torito looked great, but
this was why do we watch the match?
I know this is one of those, like Skylar said, it's not for me. They're selling merch. Some kids are gonna go and clap their feet rapidly, and fine, go have fun, do that, push all the merch you want, but this was just, I don't ever want to see Danhausen again.
Same.
He's on the list.
I'm at this point,
and not the Chris Jericho list, like the do not watch list.
This is the last several times I've talked about Danhausen, it's been it's so bad, it's good, and it's funny. When we were talking about his complete botch of a debut at Elimination Chamber, lols, just in my description, him having the midget punch Kit Wilson in the dick, who has now since disappeared since then, funny. But this, no one's laughing. No one's laughing. This is just, Skylar's forehead wound is more interesting than what they're putting out here now. And
WWE is doing what WWE does. They cannot help but beat something into the dirt.
And it won't stop. He's 18-0. They're gonna have a Goldberg streak for him. Don't be surprised if he wins some sort of tertiary belt. The
Danhausen Championship.
Oh, I more meant pin Chad Gable for the Intercontinental Championship, but yeah.
No! Why would you put that into the universe?
Because that was the easiest rage bait on Earth for the demographic.
No, Sean, Sean, you already know it's not going to be Chad Gable. It's going to be the other guy. It's going to be Baron Corbin.
What, who beats Chad Gable, or that Danhausen beat? Oh, you're right. Danhausen and Corbin will work together. You're right.
It'll be Danhausen's monies versus Baron Corbin's U.S. title.
Danhausen and Corbin.
Because Corbin needs money.
Oh my God, they're gonna be a tag team. Corbinhausen. Oh God. Well,
we already have R-Truth and Damian Priest in the tag team. I don't want more.
Yeah, well, they need to meet their match.
Why?
Because we need to kill the tag division more than it already is.
It's already dead.
We need to kill it until they're all gone. It needs to never be able to draw any money ever again.
I
think Joshua is legitimately dead.
I agree with Darth Vader.
Yes. Well, in any case, let's move on to Chad Gable, shall we? It's the Intercontinental Championship. Penta versus Chad Gable in the I Love Luchadors Now matchup. The ultimate full circle moment. Or maybe a Pentagon. Anyway.
More puns.
Well, we got a pop. Both of these guys got a pop. Biker Penta looks cool. He gets pyro. There's a handshake, and then these two set a record for the shortest collar and elbow tie-up I have ever seen in my life.
Bro, I could tell that they were given they were told this before they went out. All right, we need you to have a 20-minute classic in 10 minutes.
So basically, do the Kurt Angle Rey Mysterio match from SummerSlam 2002.
You know, honestly, this whole when this match was announced, I was basically thinking they should do a Kurt Angle Rey Mysterio 2002, and they tried.
Yeah, the match was pretty good.
I had the opposite problem that Sean had with Punk and Cody. I wish this match had like 3, 4, 5 more minutes.
It could have used more time.
It was good. It was good, but they were like going at 100 miles per hour.
Yeah,
they were like, we got a lot of shit to get through and not a lot of time to get it in.
Yeah, they could have used another 5 minutes. And that's why the collar and elbow tie-up lasted for 0.1 seconds before they started just going lucha speed to start.
Yeah.
And everything looked good, except for that one Mexican destroyer, the second one, on the apron. That one was kind of rough, but pretty much everything else looked pretty good.
Apron spots are cool.
Well, they tried to do that too. They tried to exploit the shoulder. They did chops. I'm not sure how Gable got cut. I couldn't figure out where that happened.
Here's a little bit of advice for Lee Fitting. Whenever Penta does the sacrifice arm breaker, once he wraps arm 1, stop shooting arm 1 when it's painfully obvious that Penta's no longer holding that arm with his legs.
Yeah, that was a bad angle to shoot it from. I didn't think about that, but you're right.
Literally every time Penta has done this move for the past several times, Lee Fitting just stays on that arm. This not being held by anything. And I'm just like, dude, cut to a different angle. This looks bad. Why are you doing this to me?
Yeah, man. It's yeah.
You're Lee filling me with rage.
But it's sad because Lee Fitting is now, we had such high hopes for him.
Yeah.
But even it's like the brain rot hit everywhere. And including Lee Fitting, who has gotten back or has just decided to get lazy or has been told to get lazy. I don't know. And anyway, we get a nice moonsault from Chad that connects. Take notes, women, I'm not watching NCM Punk.
Dude, he crushed Penta with this moonsault.
Yeah, he did. As it was, and then there was something resembling a Mexican destroyer on the apron. I did like the Mexican destroyer counter into the ankle lock, the way that they set it up.
Mm-hmm.
And Chad's just emotion. I mean, that's really the story of this. The match could have used more time, but the end result, Chad's crying. He's finally got the belt. This is the second time in 6 months Gable's kids get to see him bleeding.
It's full circle because the first match that Penta ever had in WWE was against Chad Gable, and Penta won and after a great match. So it does feel full circle.
This is the second time we've had to watch Chad Gable's kids wipe their dad's sweat and blood off of them.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at. It was kind of funny that was a through line. I also like the fact that Chad Gable's dad openly admitted that he wasn't his biggest fan.
I saw Chad, like his mom had the Chad Gable's #1 fan shirt, and I couldn't quite see what his dad was wearing, but I was like, oh my god, it's gonna say #2 fan.
Yeah, it did.
And that made me chortle.
Yeah, it's like Chad's dad's like, well, he's no Kurt Angle, but he's all right, I guess. And it's like, yeah.
If I tried to claim I was your #1 fan, then your mom would put me in the ankle lock.
But
so.
I mean, here's the thing with Chad Gable is that, like, at the end of the day, he's no son of Kurt Angle. That's Jason Jordan.
That's true. Further proof that he and Sharmell really did get it on. And
speaking of black people.
What? Go on, Skylar.
You were saying?
What was this post-match thing?
Okay. I don't know about the whole Justin Jefferson thing and after that, but I will tell you something that got me actually angry. Gable's crying. His family's there. Minnesota is cheering him. It's a wonderful moment. Chad Gable gets pyro. Oh, it makes me smile. What the fuck is the Mug Bulldog doing here? Get the fuck out of here. No, stop. TKO, stop. No. No. As this...
I legit thought that someone was someone was going to like attack Chad in that outfit. They were just dressed up as some Minnesota mascot thing. But no,
it's not even a mascot of Minnesota. It's just a fucking root beer fucking mascot.
I don't know anything about Minnesota other than there's a lot of very small soft drinks there.
Have I mentioned that I hate soda?
Yeah.
Because this further makes me hate soda.
This has actually been a legitimate gimmick, folks, for the past couple weeks, is Sean McCarty hates soda.
Yes.
He hates soda just as much as I refuse to watch Space Jam. But... yeah, I thought this was going to be actually leading to something, but no, it was just a TKO ad insert thing.
TKO ruined this whole thing for me. It just soured the taste of the whole match, of the whole emotion. It's like, just when we thought this company had a soul, lol, nope.
Does it take your score down by a full point?
It did, yeah. It did, because it genuinely bothers me that they would sell you a human moment only to take the soul out of it right at the very end. With some...
Well, here's the thing. Sell you a human moment with an ad.
This is why I'm a pirate. Do not put this... you can't escape it. You cannot fucking escape it. And it drives me crazy. And it's
this
why...
company has not earned the money that it gets.
It's why I don't watch any of the television. It's why I refuse to watch anything other than the core, essential programs of this show. Because no matter how good the matches are, the format and the soullessness and the shilling ruins it. All of it, every time. And then Triple H's sitting up there going, oh, well, you know, the people who really have to step up, you got to step up and get over if you want to get over. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck all of yourself. It's just, and thank God Justin Jefferson is here to carry a Minnesota belt and go, hi, my team is ass. And then fuck me. I'm going to go hunch over and pee. I'll be back.
When you're depressed and you need to hunch over and pee.
I mean, the fact that this show was so bad that it made him ejaculate his bowels. Oof.
What the? I don't think you know how peeing works, Skylar. That ejaculating. If your bowels are ejaculating, I recommend you go to a hospital immediately. Notice how I didn't say local medical facility. I said, get this man's colon from medical. But anyway, so we have a main event to get to.
And these guys wanted to do 2 nights review in a single program.
It felt like Roman.
I would have advocated for a break, but these guys said no.
Well, it felt like Roman and Seth wanted to wrestle for 2 nights, and they practically did.
Yeah.
So while we're waiting for Sean to get back from his expedition, well, I guess since he's peeing his expedition, what were your thoughts on this match, Skylar?
It was a very good match, but there was a lot of ejaculating in this match too.
There was a lot of milk. Hey, ladies.
Well, not just milk, but also tributes and things and going-ons and storytelling. And hey, did you guys see those were in the Shield?
And dialogue and character developments and plot
and
twist.
Emmy award-winning performances, right?
Yes. Sean, welcome back. Welcome back. How are you feeling? We're talking about Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, who are competing with CM Punk and Cody Rhodes for longest match ever.
Well, I must admit my back hurts from my recent bowel ejaculation, but but it's how many times have these two exorcised the demons of the Shield in one way or another.
Every time.
Why in 2026 are we still doing this?
Because WWE is brain rot.
And they have no ideas.
And look, the match itself was fine. Long as fuck, but it's Roman Reigns. 40 minutes of talk wrestling is pretty much all we've ever gotten from him since 2020. And but overall, it was another, remember, look how great we once were kind of match. And now I wrote down this, and I quote, "I will leave the jokes to Sky about Seth Rollins' gear." So, Skylar, here we are.
Yep. On this edition of What the Fuck is Seth Rollins Wearing? Are you sure, Sean, you don't have any jokes that you want to get out there?
I mean, other than he seems to be fucking some owner of a buckle factory, I don't... That seems to be the one consistent through line, is that there's just always... I mean, there were fewer buckles on this one than there were other iterations. But it just seems to be Bucky Lynch.
Is that his new gimmick name?
Yes, Buckle Lynch is out here just strapping shit on and just going to town on Seth Rollins as the he looks like those melted paper dots. Like, remember those dot candies that you get on like the strip of paper, but like you ever put them in the heat and they just turn into a giant like melting dye? Seth Rollins has OD'd on Red 40 and it's gotten us to this.
Seth Rollins looking like a Power Rangers villain.
Yes.
Actually, all of his appearances have been various versions of Power Rangers villains.
Yes.
Except for that one time he came out looking like a vagina, and that one time where he came out looking like he had a giant tumor.
No, those were still both Power Rangers villains.
Fair enough.
Seth Rollins also apparently did this in tribute to Olympico, which I'm just like, okay, I get the pants, but the shoulders. Why are we wearing Fez outfits? Like,
well, I used the
Seth Rollins. Why are you looking like you went to RuPaul's Drag Race as a contestant?
Yeah, Seth doesn't have enough style to be on that show. He's not flamboyant enough for that show. As
he's the person that tries out for RuPaul's Drag Race and is told, no, you're not good enough. So he just makes up for it by being here. But the one thing I will say about Seth Rollins' outfit, besides jokes about him looking like a Pride member of Ku Klux Klan, is that the mask that he wore was very important.
Wow.
I was not expecting to hear a gay Klan member today, but here we are.
Didn't expect that one.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Unfortunately, the amount of white that he wore with the pointy rainbow colors kind of made him look like a Ku Klux Klan member going to Pride.
Man.
He's
the gay wizard, Gandalf the Gay.
I was gonna say, yeah. Oh, man.
Grandmaster Seth Rollins.
More like Grand Yaster. Anyway.
But anyways, besides the ridiculous outfit, the most important thing was the Shield mask that he wore.
This is the worst
because
podcast
it's the
we've
story
ever
of this match. It's all about the Shield, and he had the Shield theme when he came out.
I have one tiny little problem with this skull mask. The Shield wore this mask a grand total of once.
Once! Literally once.
And that was at WrestleMania 30 where they had that 6-man tag that lasted 3 minutes.
And then they wore it one more time the Mania afterwards when they declared war on Evolution.
No, that was like the pay-per-view after? Like, that was Extreme Rules and Payback. My point is, in the Shield's entire history, they wore the skull mask very briefly.
But it was important enough.
Yeah, because they had to make every reference to Dean Ambrose without actually saying his name possible.
No. Michael Cole did say Dean Ambrose.
Did he?
He did.
He did, especially when he did the wacky line.
Oh, that was painful.
To die.
Yeah.
And I do like that Seth did that, but Cole ruined it, and I'm glad that Roman did the double underhook DDT. I'm glad we got a Dirty Deeds in here.
Yes.
Well, here's the thing, though, is that, yes, we got a Dirty Deeds, and yes, we got the wacky line, but Seth Rollins does not know how to do that move.
No.
Yeah.
And because the ticket prices are so high in TKO, you can't even say it was a Dirty Deeds done dirt cheap. Because it cost quite a large amount of money.
Damn it, Sean! I thought we were done with the puns.
No,
not until we're all dead.
It'll never be over, baby. It'll never be over. Well, I've seen this match before, but you know, we abandoned the rules here, and then the referee's count just stopped mattering, and now they're all just, you know, they're doing the walk fighting, and at this point, a little song got into my head. And they're walk fighting, and they're talk fighting, and Seth tells him Roman's his own. Because that's all that, you know, Seth said that he owns Roman Reigns, and they're walk fighting and they're talk fighting. And
here, Sean.
I gotta bring this podcast back to Jesus. So we're gonna.
I was about to say Seth Rollins. We called Seth Rollins a Klansman earlier. Now he's saying he owns people. This is not looking good.
This podcast needs Jesus. As this. Anyway,
Sean, to counter your one song with another song, they had a wrestling match and then they didn't have a wrestling match. They had a match and then they didn't have a match. Woo woo. This is just the difference between like a wrestling match and the cinematic shit that you used to get. Obviously missing production value. Like this is almost like cutscene wrestling that you get in the WWE games with these guys.
Yeah,
very much so. Yeah.
Yeah, as there was a Shield barricade spot that was foiled by a Shield table spot.
Oh, Michael Cole, you're killing me.
And then I wrote down...
He kept doing, like, different Shield names of things that they used to do.
Yes.
And I hate it every time. No, it's not a Shield powerbomb if only one person powerbombs another person.
Well, what could be...
You need three people in order to do the powerbomb.
Well, every powerbomb done by a Shield member is a Shield powerbomb. And then I wrote down... what could be worse than a giant table spot? Oh, I know! 2 giant table spots!
Patrick Star.
And of course, now we get a count, and they both come in at 9. Pedigree, Stomperman Punch, every spot you've ever seen from every Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins match ever.
All the way down to the spear into the pedigree.
Every time. Every single time.
It was cool. It was cool the first time, and honestly, it was cool in the WrestleMania Triple Threat match with CM Punk because it kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But...
yeah.
Can I tell you the one part of this match that I actually loved?
Yes.
WWE uncharacteristically used restraint because the story called for it. The whole thing was Seth Rollins hit me in the back with a chair one time, and like Sean, I now have back problems because of it. I have trauma from 10, and then he used that to cost me my title when I was champion for 100,000 years to Cody Rhodes, back when we still had hope for this company. So Seth goes to get the chair because we had the obligatory ref bump in both world title matches, by the way. I can't vomit enough. So Seth is about to hit Roman, but Roman sees it coming, and now Seth Rollins is trying to get up on the ropes. And I love that Roman looked at the chair, thought about hitting Seth, and then threw the chair to the side. I actually really like that. Because it's showing...
And the fact that this was a match that Roman Reigns had with no interference.
Yep, and this was them showing Roman getting over it.
And
it's been 14 years, dude.
And if they had just...
Well, sometimes trauma is so bad you can never get over it. It will never be over, baby.
And if they had let this moment just be this moment, it would have really felt great. You know, where he looks at the chair and he throws it down and he goes after Seth and he just finishes the deal. But instead, he throws the chair down and he goes after Seth and then fucking Michael Cole. Roman Reigns has exercised his demon. He has just overcome the Shield. He's just turned it up. Shut the fuck up, Cole. You could not be worse. They either lay out when they're not supposed to, or they won't shut up when it would be so much better to let that play out organically. I just...
It'll be okay, Sean.
Not to mention that...
What, Sean? What, Sean? You don't want Roman Reigns to look at the chair, look at Seth Rollins, look back at the chair, look at Seth Rollins, thinks about his trauma, thinks about his life, looks at the chair again, then drops it.
I mean, he did do exactly that.
He did that, and I wouldn't have even minded that if the rest of the match was Cole-less.
If Michael Cole didn't have to explain it to you like you were a dumb 10-year-old.
Yes.
Given the way that this humanity is going, some of these people are as dumb as 10-year-olds.
Yeah, well, and the thing that also bothered me is that the ref was in a fucking coma until he wasn't. You know,
Yeah, the referee coming back full of energy and not even doing like a slower count was kind of stupid.
Yeah. It's just, it was exactly what I expected, but longer. You know, exercising this demon was fine, but there was just, and then, you know, they did the thing with the fists and the hugging and there was a lot of hockey fights and hugs on this show. And this match, sure, it was fine, but I've seen this movie already. And this didn't... I didn't... This is Men in Black 2 in comparison to Men in Black 1. I don't have any questions answered that I didn't already have answered the last time that they fought. And I'm just... Yeah. This could have been Oba and Roman and had a fresh story that mattered, and a top young star with the old veteran, and you could have gone somewhere with that and actually built a new star the way you really want to make it so where he's not only pushing tons of merch, but now he's the fresh young talent that everybody's trying to beat and all the veterans want to go after because he's new and powerful. But instead we got, hey, we're old, so let's do this match again because we're old. Okay. Remember the Shield? The end.
But Sean, they want to stretch out Oba and Roman for WrestleMania.
You'll get nothing and like it.
Well, Sean, you know who stepped up to Roman Reigns on Monday Night Raw?
Big Cass?
No, LA Knight, yeah.
Well, I would be encouraged if it was going to go anywhere, but come on.
Hey, Sean, aren't you excited to watch Roman Reigns beat LA Knight again?
Sure.
This podcast is just going to end with us, all three of us in the fetal position crying.
I just can't with this fucking company anymore. I mean, even the things I want to see, I don't want to see. You know, and it's the format. It's the way they format. It's this AI ass booking. It's the people that actually are weighing in are fucking idiots or tone deaf or both. And Chris Van Vliet being a giant shilly mark for the whole thing with his dumb square head in the frame the whole fucking time. Even though he wasn't on night 2, I'm just done. I'm just so fucking sick of this. And to the point where I want Vince to come back just to have the excuse to not watch it anymore. It's not because I want him back. Trust me, I don't. But I want the excuse to let go of this bullshit. Because I can't invest in the things I want to invest in because the show makes it so impossible to give a fuck. And this match, this combined with the main event of night 1 are the perfect examples, the yin and the yang of fuckery that is the WWE in 2026. I gave this a 6.5 out of 10, and they're lucky they got that, because the matches were all fine, but and this night was better. Don't get me wrong, this night was better, but I've got no long-term desire. This doesn't make me excited to watch anything leading up to Saudi Mania. There's nothing between now and then. You think you're gonna reel me in with an October Money in the Bank? Go fuck yourself. As you know,
what about War Games for the upteenth billionth time?
Yes, and now with a now dead War Pigs, you know, as just I'm jaded. Yeah, it's they WrestlePalost me, brother. As this is, and that's my
losers.
That's my we really sure are. As this is my final. Yeah, the puns. Skylar's actually gonna put his head through this windshield if we're not careful. It's a 6.5 out of 10 for me. Let's go to the other ratings. Let's go to Joshua next. What'd you give this?
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I thought night 2 was way better than night 1. But there's still a bunch of TKO-isms, a bunch of WWE-isms. They will never learn. There is no regime or administration that will take the infuriating parts of WWE out of WWE. WWE is always going to WWE. And you'll hate it and you'll learn to love it, or just tolerate it because it's your abusive wife that you can't get away from, because she's the only way you can see the kids, which is the occasional good wrestling match. But as for night 2, I thought it was better. Again, the results are what really mattered, while Skylar's just throwing shit at the windshield other than his face. So
I can't anymore.
Skylar's totaling his car.
For Skylar's sanity, I'll speed this up a little bit. I thought night 2 was good, but overall this SummerSlam left a teeny bit to be desired. I didn't hate it, but I did like night 2. I'm gonna give night 2 a solid 7 out of 10.
Skylar?
I feel like, Joshua, your number is way too generous.
There was more that I liked that I didn't like. I would have gone higher if there was something that I didn't feel the need to skip. I cannot go to like an 8 or a 9 or anything higher than a 7 when there's something on the show that I have to skip. Like, can we at least get a show where we don't feel inclined to skip anything?
We can't with this company. We just can't.
Here.
There's always going to be something. There's always going to be something, whether it's the women, the tag team division, a comedy gimmick, or some other stupid shit. This company cannot do it right 100% of the time.
Get rid of the 19th Amendment already. Have the women.
Okay. Okay, so we have gay Ku Klux members and get rid of the 19th Amendment, Joshua.
Yep, fully endorsed here on the post. On this, I don't even remember what my own show is anymore. This is TAP.
You can't say that we don't talk about a diverse range of subjects and people.
And the show was diverse in many ways of pissing you off, but also, again, is like the abusive ex-girlfriend and had some nice things attached to it. So I end up feeling like in the middle. Again, I can't be full board support because I just can't. This product does not allow it to be full support. Where was this after WrestleMania 40? I need that time at WWE back.
Bro, I miss 2024 WWE.
I miss 2024 in general. It felt like it was better.
I'm sad that whole year feels like such an exception than the rule. It feels like such an anomaly year in the world of wrestling.
I know.
Like, 2025 was horrible, and 2026 has not been any better. Like, can we go back to 2024 when things were better?
Well, sadly, no. Because
And that's the thing, is that, like, this is the hardest part about this show, is that the best part of it, supposedly the main event, which neither of you guys are calling a match of the year contender right now. You better not.
No.
It's not, compared to what Roman and Punk was, that's not even in the stratosphere.
Chad Gable and El Grande Americano had a better match.
True.
Than the whole weekend, I would say.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the thing. I can't give this like high grading. This is a 6 from me, and that's generous, and I don't want to talk about the show anymore.
And you know, it's just fascinating. You know, if you were with us at the beginning, ladies and gentlemen, when we started here in the Court-Martail podcast, all of our reviews where Joshua would be like, at the bottom. I would be in the middle, and Skylar would always be like the beacon of optimism. And here we are, Joshua grading most WWE shows higher than the rest of us. Me, as per usual, sitting smack dab in the middle, and Skylar now on the low end of things. And it goes to
bashing his head through my car.
well, and it just goes to show that you can't take the suck out of WWE. And it doesn't matter when it's going to be or how it's going to be. You'll get some moments, but for the most part, it's in terms of the wrestling business as a whole, it is what it is. You know, and we're not going to be looking to get much better from here. You know, so
dude, in the TKO era, you'll get some moments for a price.
For a price and with ads, without a doubt. But folks, speaking of ads, it is time to go to our first commercial break. But unlike TKO, we're just ending the show. As we're not going to put you through that. But folks, stay tuned. We're going to be doing something. We've got a trivia still to do. We've got NWE to show, where Cody Rhodes is not the champion of. Neither is Nick Aldis. And we are going to discuss... We're going to discuss stuff. We still have the rest of the cross-promotion check-in to do. We're going to have to check out what Vince Russo's doing, unfortunately. We're going to have to see what the NWA is all about. We're going to have to see MLW, because we got to see where the suck is everywhere else. But until then, everybody just... I'm sorry. I'm sorry we all love this for some reason. But, folks, we will be right back to soothe our wounds right after this.